of our group. And this year, you know, is another year where, again, we didn't do too well, but nobody ever turned on us. And I just think that says a lot about the community. It says a lot about our fans. And this is not a Binghamton thing, not in any way. So the answer is, what am I going to miss about Binghamton? The answer, the honest answer, is everything. Matt, the weather. I don't like the weather.
The good news is it was this year?
Yeah, it was awfully nice. Yeah, the winter was mild for sure, but it seems to rain a lot lately. You know, last year I didn't notice it as much, maybe because we were a little busier. You know, but my wife's got this big long to-do list right now, and they don't have much going on, and I can't get at it.
It's very early on, I know, but Coach Sterling has been mentioned as a possible candidate to take this head coaching job. What would your recommendation to Ottawa be? Well,
and again, I mean, I don't. Again, you know, I don't get a vote. That's for sure. But I'm not ashamed to tell you that I've already gone to bat for Steve. I mean, he did a great job for me, and I have a lot of respect for Sterles. We all know what his experiences are. I mean, he's been behind the bench of an NHL team. He's been behind the bench of an American Hockey League team. You know, it's not like he doesn't have the credentials. And so, you know, if I had a vote, I'd certainly give it. I'd give it to him. But I don't have a vote. And at the end of the day, it's going to be up to Ottawa and what they want to do. But I gotta believe that he's in the mix. I gotta believe he is.
What are your thoughts on Ottawa as the organization and where they're going, and are they taking the right steps?
Well, I think for sure. I mean, how can you not answer yes to that? I mean, Brian has done a great job. When you take a look back to what he accomplished last year, and you know what, from our end, I think I've said it many times. I mean, I get frustrated, like any coach does, when we lose, but I understand that in the American Hockey League, losing is part of the process, and you're a little bit at the mercy of the big club. But I think Brian's done a great job. I mean, last year he traded a lot of bodies. He got draft picks, turned those draft picks into new players, and they went out and signed some quality free agents. The guys that moved up did a great job. They certainly got the right hire. Paul did a great job, you know. So, I mean, if you're an Ottawa Senators fan, I think you have to be pretty positive and pretty optimistic about what lies ahead, for sure. And, you know, we had some kids here this year that made a lot of progress, and I really do believe that whoever comes in here is walking into a pretty good situation. You know, they really are. I think that there are a lot of young players in the system that are ready, that are going to do well. I think there's some kids that were here last year under tough circumstances that grew, that are going to continue to grow, and I just think that next year, you know, the benefit to the struggles that we had this year are going to come back to benefit whoever stands behind the bench here, for sure.
So for you now, finish your to-do list, you go hang out at the lake house and wait for the phone to ring, or do you start?
I mean, no, I don't. You know, again, I'm not saying the way that I go about this is the way that everybody would want to go about it. You know, but you know, I'm not real good about soliciting myself. I just never have been. You know, and I've been very fortunate. I'm not saying that this time around it's going to work like it has in the past, but you know, I got to tell you, the last 2 times that I've got my jobs, I've been bopping around in a little white Jeep in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. My phone rings, you know, and both times it was completely out of the blue and nobody that I had contacted. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen, and I certainly know that I'm going to have to reach out to a few organizations, but I'll be very selective in how I do it, and you know, hopefully there will be something out there for me. But if not, you know, like I've said in the past, my eyes are wide open. You know, I'm a big boy and I understand what the consequences could be, but I believe in myself enough to understand that I do believe I'll land on my feet somewhere.
You obviously prefer being a head coach, but there are several NHL assistant jobs open. Is that something you'd consider? I
would consider it, but I will tell you this, that I've said always that my preference has always been to be a head coach. It's what I've always, it's 22 years. I've been an assistant coach 1 year in my life, and you know, that's when I was with the Devils. So I've done it, and I would certainly consider that avenue, but it would have to be, for me, again, you know, I don't think that people, I understand that I may not be in a position to be picky, but I can tell you this, I will be very picky. You know, it's just the way I am, and I don't think every opportunity is the right opportunity. I don't think every job opening is the right fit. So the answer, Joy, would be that would I consider it? Yes. I think there are some good models out there that I could see myself fitting into. For example, I think the way John Tortorella uses Mike Sullivan in New York is a marriage that I can see myself working under. And the reason I say that is that Sully's got a voice, Torts uses them, and you know, he's not just a guy out in practice pushing pucks around. But you know, some assistant positions are really kind of glorified puck pushers. I have no desire to be a glorified puck pusher. You know, I don't want to go there. So I would say that my first option would be to be a head coach somewhere, and that I would consider an assistant position, but only under the right circumstances.
So maybe some advice to some of the fans who might be a little disappointed that you're leaving, just never too high, never too low?
No, never too high, never too low. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I mean, I really do believe that the benefit to this year's struggle will be next year. You know, I do believe that the group that we had here will be back. They're going to be a year older, a year more mature. I think Ottawa's probably going to go out and sign some good veteran players that are going to come in and show some good leadership for the younger players. And you know, it should be positive. So, you know, these jobs are great jobs, and I'm sure that Brian is going to have a good list of candidates to go through, and I got to believe that they're going to bring somebody in here that can step in and do a nice job. And you know, like I said, you know, hopefully it'll be Sturls, but if it's not Sturls, it'll be somebody else that's qualified. And all I can tell you is that for me, it wasn't easy. This isn't easy. These are the things that I don't like about what I do, because I really do become involved in the community. I'm attached to the community. I have friends in the community. My family's attached, and I'm just not good at saying goodbye. So I can tell you, I'll be back at some point. You know, I really did like it here, and you know, I'm not leaving. I'm just going away. Fair enough? Anything else? We're all done? Sure. All right. All right. Thanks, you guys.